the sound engineer is going to be on from Voice of America for the production part of it, because we will be live all across the world in about 10 minutes. So, any questions for me?
Um, any questions? No, actually, you've answered basically everything. How long have you been doing this show?
This is my 9th month of being
Right?
a show host, but over a year and a half of doing interviews myself, of being an author and whatnot. Already,
Cool.
wow. It seems much longer than it sounds. But yeah, it's been exciting. I met some amazing people. You are definitely included in that. And it's amazing. It's really um what's the word I'm actually looking for here? No, it's really fantastic to see how different people are finding their way to their own success. Now, there's no two stories the same.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that, especially when we're gonna hear about your story and how you came out to be a teacher of money, and how we actually. I do want to get into how we lost our way of teaching people money in schools. I would love to get into that, and then we can definitely go into your academy and what your academy does and whatnot.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Money in school is a very interesting topic.
Well, yes, I agree, and from all of the guests that I have had and people I've actually interviewed with, is it's definitely a dying thing, and it doesn't want to be taught for one reason or another. But we'll definitely get into that topic as well,
Mhm.
for the fact that it's a brand new year and they always want to start out with the best intentions, but 2 months in, it's like, oh, this is working, we're gonna just say, here's a credit card, we'll just go back to whatever.
Yes. Yes. That, like with most New Year's resolutions, they're forgotten in a week or two.
I agree. I've been seeing, I don't know about yourself, of actually seeing an increase in attendance or actually purchases and whatnot of your products. I've actually been seeing that myself, and we'll see how much that actually keeps going up and how many ask for a refund after a month, especially on books.
On books, people
Oh
want a
yeah,
refund on books.
oh yeah. I am the author of the Making More Money for You series.
Yeah.
I definitely the books are out there. I've been selling the sales have been actually going up quite a bit now, since one, the reviews are there, and two, I'm actually promoting them more now that I'm actually have the time to do so. And I've been finding that the reading age varies so much. I tried to keep within the 30 to 35-year-old folks, of the first job, the starting of a family and whatnot, but the people and the demographics just shattered that, because the book on Amazon is actually being promoted to 18 to 21-year-olds, or 16 to 21, and that's the
Hmm.
demographic they're showing, and that's the people that are mainly buying it. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, wait, I'm like, they're doing this. I'm like, but I will not complain one bit.
Good for them if they are doing this.
Oh, especially at that age. I wish I would have had a lot of this information way back when starting and getting out and figuring out
Oh,
what
yeah.
what actually happens next.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, where are you at in the world, Florian? Are you in Florida or are you in elsewhere?
Vienna, Austria.
You're in Austria. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't realize
So
that.
it's 10 p.m. evening now.
Well, I appreciate you getting on the call for this, and it's very much nice talking to someone all the way across the world.
Yeah, that's what I love about Zoom, and that it became normal with all the lockdowns. I've been teaching in the Philippines and India and the US and Canada. It's awesome.
Wow, that's impressive. That's one honestly, that this is one country I haven't had any listeners in yet. And so we're gonna change that today. I've uh the last show for 2022 is it hit 10 different countries that people started to stream with, and it's constantly growing, and it's never been like this. I'm like, so Austria. I'm like, okay.
Is there actually, if it's live, is there actually a link I can share now that people could watch live? Otherwise, I'll definitely share any recording.
Absolutely. You can do that right now. I'll put that right in the chat for you, and you can post that wherever you want to be. And it's that one right there. They'll take you right to us right here, and it's going to go live in a couple minutes. Oh, let me turn this on silent. Hmm, that's odd. I didn't send you a copy of my books, and that's normally one of the first things I do when I book a guest. I'm gonna have to get you a copy of those over.
Yes, please do.
Absolutely.
And leave a
I
review or something.
Oh, if you could, that would be amazing. That would be because I'm actually
How many books is it?
well, I sent you one, which was my stock market book, but there's actually two. There's one on mutual fund investing and budgeting, and there's one on cryptocurrency.
Okay.
They're very short reads. I think the mutual fund is like 162 pages, somewhere in that. But yeah, I'll definitely get that. I can't believe I didn't do that.
Okay, so I shared that.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
If someone wants to join live in the middle of the night. Um, if you give me a link to the recording later, I will share that as well. So you have the chance to get some Austrian or German listeners.
Absolutely. It's usually the same link, but I'll make sure of that. I'll get that. I'll also give you with the links and whatnot. I'll actually give you a copy of the embed code if you want to put it on your website and you want to promote it. It'll actually have our conversation, so whenever they click on it, it'll start playing as well.
Okay, so I'll keep that link. I'll check back if it's working afterwards.
I can't believe I didn't do that. That is so not me. Hmm. I'm just getting these ready and sent over to you. I'm just making sure I send you the right copy. I don't want to send you the the first draft of it with no all the edits not done and lines everywhere. Yeah, that's weird. I can't believe I didn't. All right. So, how is the weather over in Austria right now? You're in the middle of winter as well, but is it brutally cold and
We're in the middle of winter, and the last couple of days it feels like spring.
okay.
Well, almost. We have like wait, I need a calculator for Celsius Fahrenheit. I can't do that in my head. We have we're around 50 Fahrenheit.
That's what we are. It's that here too. So, but rainy. I don't know if it's raining over where you're at.
No, it's I don't know. Nothing special, not very sunny, not rainy. Somewhere in between. Right now it's dark, so I don't know.
It's gonna start getting dark here too. As the sun's starting to set. It's still early things.
We haven't had much snow yet this year. Actually, not any. We'll see. Should
Wow, no snow at all. That's weird for.
Usually we should get some snow.
Well, every time we got snow here, it was always followed by rain, so it lasted maybe a day or two and it was gone.
Uh,
We got 3 inches. We got 3 inches of snow. Then it switched to rain and it was all gone. I'm like, what just happened?
yeah, not much snow. I'm not in the mountains, so I'm
Okay.
on the little flat side of Austria. In the mountains, they do have snow, but yeah.
So do you take a holiday and go skiing and whatnot?
Actually, I
Florida?
haven't been skiing for a couple of years now.
No.
It got so expensive that I prefer to, with that money, take a plane, go to Spain, and enjoy myself in some warmer. And that's cheaper, or at least or the same price than going a week skiing here in Austria.
Okay. I would opt for that myself. Warmer weather, different climates. Yeah, definitely. Okay. How long is the plane ride to Spain? Like
Three
five
hours,
5 hours?
three.
3 hours. Okay. That's not far at all. I'd be doing that every couple months as well.
Yeah, we do it at least once a year, but yeah, sometimes
Hello, hello.
twice.
Oh, hey Josh, welcome back.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. I thought you were like on permanent vacation for a while.
No, man, just having some car trouble and stuff, and I live 50 miles away from work, so
Ouch.
it's kind of one of those. If I don't have a car, public transportation doesn't start early enough or go late enough for me to get all the way home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to be able to do that. That's for sure.
Yeah, give me one second. I can grab some headphones. One moment.
Okay.
If I fly 5 or 6 hours, I'm in Dubai,
Oh, really? Oh.
and that's really hot then.
Yeah, you just blew past like the warm. You just went to like scorching hot and sun
Yeah, no,
never
I
going
prefer the
down.
warm. My wife likes the hot.
All
Okay.
right, there we go, gentlemen. How are you both doing today?
Hey, great. How are you?
Not too bad. Is it Florian? Is that correct?
Yes, that's it.
Excellent. Are you using an external microphone or your built-in mic?
I'm using an external microphone.
Okay, let's get that as close to you as possible. I want to try to eliminate some of that room noise.
I don't have much room noise. How is that?
Well, no, what it is, it's the echo in the room when I say room noise. I'm hearing your voice and I'm hearing the reflection before I'm hearing it in your mic. So if we can get that mic as close to you as absolutely possible.
Okay, I think that's the
We're,
closest.
all right, we're getting better right there. Okay, go ahead and count back from 5. Florian, if you'll count backwards from 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, thank you. Magnus, same thing.
Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, we should be good right there. Florian, just keep in mind, this with that mic, just in your environment, you sound good, but we're going to hear everything in that room with you. So if you're like me and you talk with your hands, if you have like a loose watch or anything on, or if you hit that desk in front of you, it'll be very loud. So just keep that in mind. All right.
Wonderful.
And then, as always, everybody, if your cell phone is anywhere nearby, make sure to set to airplane mode or to silent, as vibrate will get picked up by the microphones.
That's a good idea.
Yep, already. I just did that because I almost forgot. Oops.
And we got about 30 more seconds and we'll be live, gentlemen.
Oh, fantastic. This is the longest part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that 30-second sound teams forever. We got about 3 more seconds once you hear that music. Hopefully that is encoding
now. Welcome to Making More Money for You with Magnus Carter. Whether you feel that you don't have enough money to start investing or are under the preconceived notion that investing is only for the wealthy, Magnus and his expert guests are here to help you. Now here is your host, Magnus Carter.
What is it?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2023. You are on the Making More Money for You show with Magnus Carter on Voice America. Well, we wound down last year with Justine Progroski. And
why isn't it working over here?
That's a good question, Josh. We can hear you now.
I guess I can try reopening this. No, this isn't.
Okay, but we were talking about Justin Progroski last week about building your brand and taking it to empire status. It was a great conversation. If you missed it, the link is on voiceamerica.com. It is
might not have been saying anything.
Doing your thing, your brand, building your brand to an empire. Also, it's on all your main streaming sessions.
He wasn't saying anything.
And on top of things, we are definitely bringing in 2023 with a bang. And I got a instructor here that teaches about money online. So we're all ready for the New Year's resolutions. We want to change our lives. We want to take control of ourselves. And to help do that, I have Florian Fritz from the Money Heroes Academy. Welcome to the show, Florian.
Hi, Magnus. Thank you so much for inviting me. Great to be here.
Absolutely. You definitely have a different way of doing things. And that's one of the things that I wanted to, and this time of year, we definitely want to learn more about money because the current economic states out there, it's constantly dwindling. And apparently you're on the other side of the world. So you can give us a worldwide view instead of what's going on in financing and the finance department.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in Central Europe. I'm close to Vienna, Austria, but I've been working over the last couple of years with people from all over the world, from Philippines, India, South Africa, Canada, US, Brazil, Mexico, wherever.
Oh, wow. So you have your hands in a little bit all of the different, the main governments or currencies out there. And so you see a lot of different things going on, but I'm sure you see a lot of the same things going on with people as well.
It's more the same things than different things, actually, because the money issues people have are basically the same everywhere. The rules of money, how you should deal with money, and the mistakes people make are the same wherever you go. It's just that, okay, the tax rules are different, so I'm not a specialist on tax rules anywhere, because, yeah, that would be too many different countries. But all the rest, how to deal with your money, how to manage it, how to think about money, how to invest your money, or at least start investing your money, that's the same for everyone, no matter where you are.
And it doesn't matter what age you start at either. I've been finding that out throughout my journey as an author and doing the show. Everybody started out at different parts of their life, but they still, as long as they worked hard, they still achieved the same success to themselves.
Yes, it's a bit easier if you start earlier because then you still have more time, but it's never too late to start taking care of your money.
Oh, absolutely. And what are one of the main philosophies that you teach in your academy about this?
The main philosophy, well, I teach the 3 pillars of financial success, or how I like to call them, the 3 superpowers of the money hero.
Ooh, okay.
Which are your money mindset, the way you think about money, and the money management, the way you take care of your money, the way you deal with what you have, and money making, how you make, especially the investment part, how you make your money make more money for you. And philosophies, well, yes, you have to take care of all these 3 things. If you just go into what people like to do is, I have, I don't know, $10,000, where should I invest them? right? Tell me the one thing where I put it, and that's going to make me rich. Most of the time, if you get an answer to that, that person who gives you the answer will sell you something that has very high fees in it.
Okay.
And you pay them. Or even worse, they will give you some scam and the whole money is gone and not just the fees.
There is a lot of that out there, especially on the internet nowadays, because I'm not sure about how Austria is, but over here in the US, the FCC was in their brainchild state of mind, instead, because nobody has landlines anymore, allowed our cell phone numbers to be allowed to get spammed instead of keeping them private.
Wow, cool.
Yes, that was the government that opened those doorways, and they opened up that we were allowed to get all these telemarketers. Before, while people still had landlines, is they weren't allowed to.
Okay, no, here it's actually illegal to call private numbers for telemarketing.
That sounds very peaceful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounds very peaceful, because once I open, because I'm in the middle of doing some financial things on my end and doing some company restructuring for the new year, which we'll get into later on as the year goes on, is that I got 5 phone calls within 1 hour of when I registered a new domain name, and I didn't sign up to be marketed.
Wow, I just get every couple of weeks, I get a call from some foreign number that wants to sell me some investment.
Oh, very nice.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's definitely doable. You just block that one number, and hopefully, and the next number in that series, that if you can remember it, will do the same thing. But over here, it's not that way. It's like a free for all and whatnot. But let's get into some of the pillars that you have here. Money management. Well, let's start with the money mindset. When people come to you and you start teaching these things, where is the average person's mindset for that? Is it like way subpar, like on a kindergarten level, or is it like a middle, like the high school level?
Well, most of the time I would be happy if it was kindergarten level, because that's maybe before we get all that negative, unsupportive conditioning, right?
Okay.
Because we've all learned, or most of us have learned, you have to work hard for money. It doesn't grow on trees. It's actually corrupting your character. It's the root of all evil. All these things we've learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
At kindergarten level, maybe people wouldn't think these things yet. They would just say, okay, money, and I'm being sort of neutral towards it. That would be perfect.
Okay.
But if you think you have to work hard for money, what we learned, go to school, get good grades, get a job, work hard, right?
Right.
If you think you have to work hard for money, what are you probably going to do?
You're going to work your life away and not enjoy one bit of it.
Yeah, you're going to work hard. And are all those hardworking people rich? No, they're not,
No,
right?
you're right.
Most of them are broke. But we still believe that stuff, and we even teach it to our kids, right? Because we learned it and we follow it. And well, some people do it different, but some people also think you have to work hard for money, but they don't want to work hard. So they find an excuse, and then they say, oh, money is not important.
I love that one. They're the ones that are living in the bohemian. I've been told it was called nowadays, is they live like bums or somewhere else on a beach or something, and they don't care about it.
Yeah, they say money
Something
is
like
not
that.
important. Love is more important than money. Yeah, maybe it is, but why compare those two?
Yeah.
I don't see the connection. Why can't I have both?
Yeah, there's no reason not that. They have no, you're right, they have no um characteristics of being anywhere in the same field,
No,
same
absolutely
genre or
not.
anything.
And money is not important in love, and love is not important in money. So I don't see why I should compare those two.
I
It
agree with
doesn't make any sense. But still, people do. Love is more important than money. Yeah, okay, but I don't. I want to have both. Still, money is pretty important in most areas of our life. As Zig Ziglar said, it's not everything, but it ranks quite up there with oxygen.
You're right. It actually it does, but it's not the end all be all. We have to use it.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything in our bank accounts. All it's doing is
No,
sitting there getting our 4% now from the government, and with the rate of inflation, that's not going to do anything for you. You might buy an extra egg.
Well, actually, if you have it in the bank account, or you buy treasury bills for it, you're actually losing money, right, with the inflation you have. So you don't want to do that. But you want to change that mindset from you have to work hard and money is evil and all that, to something more supportive, to think, hey, okay, working hard is good, but you also have to work smart. Like Rockefeller said, it's better to take one day a month to think about your money than to work the whole month for it.
Okay.
He also said, if you work all day, you have no time to make money. So you want to sit down, actually think, okay, what do I want money for? Why do I want it for that? When do I want it? And how will I get it? Make a plan. How will I increase my income? How will I manage the money that I already have? Make a plan and then follow that plan. And stop thinking and override that negative thinking. It's money is evil. Why would it be evil, right? Money is just a tool. It's a piece of paper or a plastic card today, right? That's all it is. You can do good with it. You can do bad with it. It just shows I think it just makes your character more visible. If you have more money, it's more obvious what you're doing because you're taking bigger actions and you're impacting more people. So more people will notice if you're a good person or not. So if you're a good person without money, you'll be even better or help more people if you have money. And if you're a jerk without money, you'll be a bigger jerk with money.
You're right. It is supposed to be used as a tool. That was one of my things is since I've started this, I started with even with my mentors. I was always under the impression I had to go to school. I had to do all of that stuff. Got me nowhere. It's got me, let me rephrase that. It got me to where I needed to be to realize that my mentors were right about certain things, but it was also good to go through that path so I can appreciate the knowledge that I did get. So, and one of the things that you've nailed on the head is money's supposed to be used as a tool. It's supposed to get you what you want and what you need out of life.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to say, okay, I want $1 million. What do you want that million for? For it sitting in the bank account and losing value with inflation? No, you want some money for some reason, right? You want it to create cash flow. You want income because you don't live off that million. You live off the whatever interest it's giving you, or return you're getting on it. Because you want to spend money, right? What do you want to spend it for? Do you want a bigger house, a shinier car? You want to travel, or do you just want to be able to work where you want to and what you want to, no matter how much it's paying? So what actually do you want that money for? What's the plan?
That is one of the best things that I'm sure I know you've talked about that. I see it on your website. I see it, we're talking about it here, but a lot of people still don't believe it's really this easy to do things. Everything's so over complex, and we're taught to be to overthink things and the what ifs and maybes and the can this be or should it be or would it be type of mindset, and afraid to use it. Because if we do use it and actually do good with the things that we are doing, we're condemned for it, honestly. And I'm sure you see that, especially as all the activist groups, the good activist groups, that are doing positive things with it. They always get some sort of bad reputation because they're off doing something with it. Am I right?
Yeah, but what should you do with money? It's there to do something with it. That's the whole purpose, to do something with money. And the more good you do, and you can only do good things if you have money.
Right.
Like one of my mentors says, the best way to help poor people is don't be one of them.
Smart.
Because how will you help anyone if you don't have anything? You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, an empty cup goes into one empty cup doesn't fill another empty cup, as you're saying. It's now you're both empty, and it's like now you're both on the sidelines. And that's where the management aspect comes into things, which is a great segue, is how do you, with the knowledge and the mindset if the mindset's not right, how does the management reflect to that?
Well, if the mindset's not right, most people just don't manage the money at all.
Okay.
There's been a survey, I don't know, recently, some of the last year, one of the last years, 67% of people have no idea how much money they spent last month.
That's scary.
Yeah, and 50% of the same sample, their biggest issue is money. I'm pretty sure there's some connection between those two numbers, right?
A couple here and there, a couple dollars worth right there.
Yeah. So the first thing is, if you can start that even before you start working on your money mindset, just track your expenses. Just write down every cent you're spending for a month, 2 months, 3 months, so you know where your money is going, and you'll already get a lot better idea of what's happening to your money. And then you'll find a couple of things that you'll ask yourself, why am I spending so much money on this? This is absolutely not important for me. I don't need that.
Is that $9 cup of coffee taste any better than the $5 cup of coffee? Really?
Yeah. Or look at your credit card statement. What I found when I started doing this, I had an item on my monthly payment of $17 every single month, and I had no idea what it was because it just gave a strange number and letter combination.
Oh my. Okay.
And I called my credit card company, can we cancel this payment? And they told me, no, we can't. You have to talk to the person you're paying to. And I said, I have no idea who that is. They said, well, then the only thing we can do is cancel the credit card and give you a new one. I said, okay, let's do that. And nobody ever complained that they didn't get those $17 anymore.
Wow. Okay.
So by just tracking your expenses, you might even find not only the coffee is too expensive, you're spending too much on your daily coffee or whatever cake you're getting with it. Yeah. You might actually find items that you're paying for nothing because you just booked a subscription, I don't know, last year or 3 years ago, and you're still paying for it without using it.
Well, that's a very interesting thing, because I keep seeing these ads where they have apps now for your phones and stuff to do this for you. Granted, of course, you gotta pay them in a subscription fee to do this, but supposedly it goes through every single account that you have on your phone and password that you have on your phone, which I'm not a fan about. But it also is supposed to show you all your monthly expenses for that, which is, I find that's interesting because a lot of people don't understand that. We're all on auto pay. Since they took money out of our hands and made us go digital, and even though it's a so-called choice to be digital, it really isn't, because there's actually I've been finding a lot of brick and mortar stores won't take cash. It's either a credit card, Google Pay, Apple Pay, or Samsung Pay, some sort of pay, and they're willing to pay the 3 to 5% pay increase so they don't have to deal with the hassle of cash and go into a bank.
Yeah, we still use a lot of cash here.
Oh, okay.
People in Austria love their cash.
Is it the euro over in Austria, or is it
the euro? Yes,
it's euro still? Okay. Yeah, over here we're so dependent on technology and using that as such a crutch right now. It is it's changing everything. It's not being a tool anymore. It's actually replacing us, and it's doing everything. It's like, oh, okay, you want to do this, we'll hit okay because it says to.
Yeah, and especially if we get into the government crypto thing, if that comes and they ban cash at all, I'm not a great fan of that.
I am not either. I'll agree with you. I remember having this discussion with a friend of mine about it. It's like, well, there's a certain amount. I'm like, they said that about the gold standard with the US, and we're off the gold standard now. So it's like the people that are running the show can change the rules whenever they want.
Yeah, so have some gold and silver.
I agree. That's a good investment as well. Precious metals, they don't go down. It's
and yeah, investment. It doesn't give you any returns, but it at least you have your money safe. It's like the best inflation hedge. A guy that wanted, before I believed that money and gold and silver is good, like in 2009, I think, after the last crisis, after the last crash, somebody wanted me to sell gold saving plans. Those plans were not good anyway. They were way too expensive, but they gave me as an argument, yeah, 3,000 years ago in Persia, under the emperor Nebuchadnezzar, for 1 ounce of gold, you could buy 300 loaves of bread. And today you can still buy 300 loaves of bread for 1 ounce of gold. And I said, wow, 3,000 years, and I didn't make a single loaf of bread. What a shitty investment. By the way, today you can buy 500 loaves of bread for 1 ounce of gold. So you did make some profit. But if you compare it to the dollar, that lost 99% of its value over the last 100 years, I think keeping your value for 3,000 years is already pretty good.
Yeah, you won't have to starve at all for the bread. No, but you are right. And even though the civilizations come and go, the precious metals have stayed because they're still a physical asset.
Yeah. So today I absolutely love gold and silver bars and coins. Yeah.
Same here. Platinum, if you can find platinum. Even now with the building market the way it is, and so many additions, and now the electric car phenomena is going on. Copper is being very, very highly sought after. It's getting up there now.
Well, now it's getting cheaper first because of the recession we're probably getting this year. So there'll be some good opportunity to buy some cheap copper or copper mines. I'm absolutely looking forward to that.
Everybody out there, watch out for copper. It's going to be on the thing. It's going to be on the watch list for this year, because as a lot of people are saying, and I'm definitely one of them, I'll agree, is we're not done going down yet.
No, we're not.
We're just starting to.
I totally agree on that one, and that's good because we're going to have great buying opportunities for lots of good things this year.
Absolutely. And this is why money management has come in and having the strategy. So that takes us to the third pillar, which would be how our money is making money.
Yeah. First, in your money management, have an account where you put money away before you spend it, right?
Oh, yes.
Because usually most of the people at the end of the money, there's still so much month left, right? No matter how much they earn, somehow people always spend it. So you need to do something that there's some money left to invest, especially when there's so many buying opportunities. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that you have some cash so you can use those buying opportunities. Right. So in the beginning, or whenever you get your income, beginning of the month or whenever it is, take something away and save it from your spending and keep it so you can actually invest it. And then, yeah, the easiest thing is cost averaging. Just pick a couple of, if you don't want to look learn something about what a stock, what fundamentals of a stock are good. If you don't want to do that, go for some ETFs. Go for a S&P 500 ETF, an emerging market ETF, a commodities ETF, and just buy every month a little bit. And the cheaper it gets, the more you buy. And
even though it's going down, no, that is one of the worst things that it's almost break time already. Can you believe that, Florian? This, like I said, it goes extremely fast, especially when we get on topics like this and we venture out in so many different branches. But you're right. That's on your mindset. Don't panic about this. It will lose some money. It is guaranteed to lose some money. That's how you take the ups with the downs. But when it goes down, see if you can actually afford to buy more, because it's going to come up. If it's not going to come up, someone's going to buy it, and then it becomes even more.
Yeah, before the break, let's make a quick example. Do you drink wine?
I love wine.
You love wine. Okay, let's assume your favorite bottle is $100 usually, okay?
Okay.
And every month you're willing to spend $100 on wine. So you go out, you buy your favorite bottle for $100, and you don't drink it immediately. You put it in your wine cellar because you want it to get a bit age a bit, okay?
Right.
So next month you go again, you see, oh, my wine's on sale. It's for $50 per bottle. So you buy 2 of them.
Exactly. Okay.
Right. And the next month you see, oh, wow, it went down even more. It's for 25. Let's buy 4. You buy 4 and you put them in your cellar and wait a bit. And next month it goes back up to 50. And you buy 2. Okay.
Right.
Now it's at half price of where you started, of your 100.
Mm-hmm.
But in total, you bought 4, 8, 9 bottles. And you spent $400. They're worth 50 right now. So that's 450. You made 12% profit. Although we're at 50% of where you started from. That's how cost averaging works. You don't even have to get up to where you started from. Actually, in 2020, I did the same thing with oil, and I made 70% in 6 months.
You made 70% oil in 6 months.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. That's a phenomenal return.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think this year we have the chance, or maybe it won't come up enough this year, but over the next 2 years, we do have the chance to get these returns just by using this strategy with simple things, investments like oil or copper or lithium or these commodities that we know that people will still use after the crisis.
Absolutely, because when we find out that it's going to be used, there's going to be a demand for it. It's just a matter of when the demand starts going higher.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to invest in something that doesn't go to zero, something that will still be there after a recession. And there are a few things we can be sure that will still be there, like silver, oil, copper, wheat. We will still eat something, definitely.
Oh yeah, wheat's in everything.
Yeah.
Mainly, 65% of food is made with wheat, I believe, minus the non-GM stuff. But we're gonna have to pause here, Florian, because I know we can still continue on and on and on, but we need to take a break. We're definitely gonna come back. We're gonna come back and do some strategies, some simple tips. We'll get into a lot of other different topics, but until then, folks, just stay tuned. We're gonna be right back. This show has been a great start to your 2023, and we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Great. Let's have a break.
You are clear.
Thanks, Josh. You know, you weren't on mute before.
Yeah, we were having some problems at the beginning of the show, so sorry about that.
No, I think it's funny. I think it's great. It just shows we're doing something live.
Yeah, the computer over here is like, oh no, we can't see your audio. It's like, what?
How long is the break?
It's right around 2 minutes, give or take.
Wonderful.
We hit a lot of different things already, Florian. Is there anything that you want to specifically focus on in the second half?
Well, you wanted to go into education and school and or teaching money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll definitely
So
hit
we
that.
can do that.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, we can talk about some good money habits if you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, that'll go hand in hand with the money mindset. It actually encompasses everything about your academy. Building habits, why it takes so long to build a habit. Well, we really don't need to get into how long it takes to build a habit, just the little things, like the little small things. That's a lot of the fun things that I put in the books that when I send them over to you, you'll actually see that. And that's how I learned to do this from my mentors, and it's still stayed with me. I still use a lot of these things, even though it's like, oh, I totally forgot about doing that. It's by habit that I finally realized that I'm doing it. So amazing. All right.
We are coming back.
Wow.
You're listening to Making More Money for You with Magnus Carter. If you have any questions for Magnus or his guests, Join us on the show at 866-472-5789. That's 866-472-5789. Now back to the show. Here is Magnus Carter.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You're on the Making More Money for You show. We're definitely on Voice America. I have with me a very special guest from all the way across the world, Florian Fritz. And we were talking about the first half of the show about the 3 pillars that he uses to teach with his Money Heroes Academy, which are money mindset, money management, and having your money make money. And welcome back to the show, Florian.
It's great to be back. Great conversation so far, Magnus. Good questions.
Oh, thank you very much. I love these conversations, especially with the variety of people that I'm blessed to have on the show, because even though it's different aspects and different angles of doing investing or making money or knowledge of some sorts, it all is encompassed. The smallest things have the greatest benefits that we've been finding out. And the compound effect of doing those little things over and over again, adding just a little bit to them, makes tremendous strides.
Yeah, absolutely. Very small things, actually, small habits, changes can make a big difference already.
So while we're talking about this, I definitely want to get into more of the money educational aspect of it, because a lot of the listeners that tune into the show and read my books, the Making More Money for You series, is we weren't taught at all about how to actually use money properly. We were just given money, go do with it, go buy what, it's more or less go buy what you want with it. Here's a credit card, you'll learn the hard way type of thing. So what are a couple things that we could do, especially from the 16-year-olds that are or 14 to 16-year-olds that are first getting their jobs, to that could benefit them, all the way to the people that are retiring in their 60s and 70s?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't learn about money in school, and that's true for all over the world. We don't learn about money in school, and we learn from our parents, and most of our the parents didn't learn in school either. Right. They just learned from their grandparents. So money doesn't really have that long of a tradition, our financial system. So it's not in our genes. We don't learn it in school, especially retirement, right? 100 years ago, there was no retirement system. You just died or you had your kids take care of you.
Well,
but saving for your retirement is actually something pretty new.
It is, and it what was it, back in the 50s or 60s, this started with pensions. When pensions in I can't remember the person's name, but that was one of the things with the Teamsters and whatnot, the unions. They wanted to start implementing that. That was an American history, of course, but yeah, that, and from then it just started. Even 70 years isn't that long.
Yeah,
that's not even a generation.
The first retirement system was actually introduced by the German Emperor William for his army in around 1900, 1800 something. So a soldier didn't retire very old at that time. So they didn't need a lot of money to pay out to those to the retired soldiers. They didn't have a lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. Something got them one way or another. Sad.
But... Yeah. And yeah, today we have lots of people getting older and older. And yeah, the same system just doesn't work anymore.
You're right.
So you have to take care of that. You have enough money for yourself. Otherwise, you'll have to work until you die. And yeah, that's not a very fun idea, I think.
I agree with that, especially the job markets now. I can definitely attest over here. It's all upside down. There's tons of jobs everywhere, but after our pandemic and stuff, we were so sheltered and enclosed and being taken care of by the entities that be, of just giving us money to stay at home. People aren't going back to that. They're not going back to actually making money, and uh the little, even the little exposure they had to making money, the younger generation and so forth, is they don't know how they're lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we don't learn how to deal with money. We are in that situation that we know, okay, at some time I would like to be able to stop working because
Same here.
yeah, and I have to take care of that myself. Maybe the government, maybe one of the companies I worked for will give me some money, but it will probably not be enough.
Mhm.
So better take care of it yourself. And now here we're getting to the habits that you should have
Okay.
around money. First of all, make a plan, know what you want. So have financial goals. Okay, this is the age I want to retire. Before I retire, I would like to have my own house, if that's true. I want to live here or there. This is the lifestyle I want to lead. This is how much money I need for that.
Okay.
For retirement, this is how much money I will need. And then don't forget inflation, right? For the last 100 years, prices doubled every 20 years. That means we had on average 3.5% inflation.
Yeah. Okay.
If prices, let's assume it stays that way. It's not right now, but let's assume it stays at 3.5% on average. And you want to have, I don't know, let's say $2,000 to be able to retire. In 20 years, you'll actually need 4,000.
Okay.
Or it's
Makes
only
sense.
worth $1,000 today. And is that enough? I don't know. Now, if we have inflation at 7%, like officially we have right now, in reality, with things you're buying is a lot more. Food and energy went up by 30% or 100% in some places. But let's assume the official 7% is correct. Then prices double every 10 years.
Oh.
That means you want to retire in 20 years and you want 2,000, you actually need 8,000. Don't want to scare anyone here, but I think it's kind of scary.
Well, it is scary, but this is reality. We have either it's very blunt to say this, but it's not changing. You can look at those numbers and try to TikTok them or dance them away or do whatever, but these numbers are still going to be here, and it's going to. We see it every day on this in the stores when we pay for things.
Absolutely. So do your calculations, make your plan. What do I want, and what do I need to achieve that? Right? Realistically, don't say, okay, 2,000 will be fine. Yeah, no, it will not if it's in 20 years. If you retire in 5 years, okay. But if it's 20 years, if it's 40 years, you need to allow for inflation.
Right.
And then, as I already said before, we talked about that before, take some money away before you spend your money. Before you start spending it, pay yourself first. Because there's this thing called Parkinson's law that's actually telling us why people never have enough money at the end of the month. Parkinson's law says that the demand for something will always match its supply.
Okay.
You know
Makes
that
sense.
from time, right? If you
Right.
give yourself 2 weeks to clean your house, you will probably take 2 weeks, right?
Right.
If you give yourself 2 days, you'll do it in 2 days. And if your parents call, they're coming in 2 hours, you can do it in 2 hours.
That has happened, yes.
So how much time you give yourself, that's the time you will need for the project. And the same is true for money. You look at your bank account, you see money, you spend it. Automatically. You don't think about it much. That's what's happening. Another example, let me give you another example.
Sure.
Toothpaste. If you buy a new tube of toothpaste, you'll put a full, make your brush full, and then you clean your teeth.
Right.
And like when you get to the last bit, or when the tube is almost empty, you'll just press out a tiny little bit and still go with it, right?
You're right. Yeah.
So the last 10% of the toothpaste lasts as long as the first 90%.
Well, I've noticed that when actually starting working, where you would eat out, you would eat at the fancy restaurants until you're like 3-4 days, and you're still eating out, but you're eating on the dollar menu until you get paid again.
Yeah,
where you're eating off.
absolutely. Restaurants are a lot fuller at the beginning of the month than at the end of the month. That's when people go out. So don't do that. Have a budget. Say, okay, this is how much money I have for going out for dinners. And this is how much money I save for my financial freedom, my financial independence, my retirement, whenever that's going to be.
Right.
And then you invest that money and you don't spend it on anything else.
Well, one thing to do this, I'm not sure if people, everything that's over here, the world is going to direct deposit. They don't want us going to checks. They want us to put our money in and it's on a little credit card. We get to use it. But go into the bank that you deal with where your money is supposed to be. You can actually go in there, open another account up as we're doing paying ourselves. I get it taken off every paycheck. I take a percentage out of my paycheck and it goes into another account. I don't see it. I just see I got this deposit in there. I don't get notified that my other account got a deposit or anything. I know in the 4th or 5th day of after getting paid, I forget about the money's there. It's there for emergencies or whatever I need it. So if you're saying that you cannot do this, this is very doable. Even if you start off with $50, $50 a paycheck, you get paid weekly, 50 bucks a
$10,
paycheck.
you can start investing with $10, no problem.
Exactly. 10 bucks.
Yeah, I heard someone ask really, why would you have a second bank account? And as a second, I have more than 10 accounts at 3 different banks.
You're right.
Separate your money. Have an account for your necessities, of course, where you pay your bills from. Have an account for your investment money, for your financial freedom, your retirement. Have an account for saving for bigger projects. If you say I'll need a new car at some point, I'll need to refurbish my kitchen. I want to go on a family vacation. Right. Save up for that in a different account. Put it away from your necessities, for your bills paying. Have an account for fun where you go out, pay the fancy restaurants and the massage or the PlayStation or whatever it is.
Okay.
That's absolutely not necessary, but that makes life fun. You want to do that as well, of course. Absolutely. Have some money for education, where you learn how to make more money or make your money grow better or increase your income or anything, where you learn to get better. And I also have an account for giving, because I think if you make some money, and it's a good idea to give something back.
I do that as well. Not only for doing that is one, I take a look at I look at it as one, helping people. It's what I do. It's like, especially around the holidays, there's certain things I don't wrap presents. I don't gift wrap them, but there is a charity that does it. I support them every year. They've been wrapping my presents for over 20 years. And I'm very happy about that. And they come out professional and whatnot. But I know what they do. They help a lot of people, and it's not gloating or anything, but doing that actually makes you feel better, actually seeing where the money's going. A lot of people don't see it because they think it's scams. It's not going to do like a whole bunch of other things. And two, on the back end of things, if you itemize your taxes, it's a tax write-off. So there's 2 great things about that. One, you get more money back at the end of the year because you're donating it, and 2, you're actually helping a great cause.
And there's actually a third thing. There's a third thing, very important thing. Because we have that mindset, money is the root of all evil, money is bad, and it's better to give than to receive, and all that stuff, right?
Right.
By giving money, by doing good with your money, you actually convince your subconscious that you're doing good with money and that it's worth giving you more of it.
Okay. I didn't realize. I did not realize that.
Because as long as you think at least subconsciously, that money is bad, you can never become rich, because you don't want to be a bad person, right?
Right.
So your subconscious is protecting you. Either you don't make the money or you give it away quickly. Now, if you start convince your subconscious that you are doing good with money, you deserve more.
Okay.
So that's another good reason to give something, to help other people.
And you're helping 3 people around all at the same time. That's okay. I totally overlook that because I've been doing it for so long. It just comes second natural. It becomes that habit. Okay.
Good, very good habit. Very good habit.
Okay.
Yeah. So other habits, have a realistic budget, right? Don't put, okay, I will save 90% of my money. I know someone who's actually saving 80% of their money, but that's awesome. Most people, if they do 10 or 20%, that will be great. But if you like, let's assume you like food. I love food.
I love food.
And cooking and eating well and drinking a good glass of wine with it. And then you budget $20 a week for groceries. That just won't work.
No, especially if you try to eat healthy, it doesn't work.
Even worse, yes. So, no, even better for your health, of course.
Better for the health, bad for the wallet.
Yeah, but yeah, know what's important to you. If food is not important, there's people who say food is for me just for alimentation, nutrition. I don't care so much about it. Okay, then spend the minimum to eat healthy food, and see what's more important for you. Maybe, I don't know, the weekly massage or whatever it is.
Okay.
But budget for the things that are important to you realistically. Don't set yourself up for failure. Like, let's stick to the grocery example. If I budget $20 a week, that just won't work for my groceries. So budget something realistic for the things that are important for you, and find other areas that are not as important where you can save something.
Yeah. Great. These are great informations that great tips and tricks that we're doing here, because we always overlook them. We always, we're going at the warp speed of light anymore, and plus our attention's elsewhere. It's either on our phone or some sort of social media, or it's not where it needs to be, especially when it comes to money. It's like, okay, here's a credit card, put it on there, I'll pay for it later. Not realizing that credit card with 21%, 23%, depending on your card, is you're paying 4 times that back minimum in the time that you could actually just save up to do it, as we're talking about.
Yeah.
Am I guilty of doing that? Yes.
If you have any debt that's charging you 20%, get rid of it as quickly as possible. That's so much money they're taking from you.
Oh, I agree. And if you're looking to start a business, look for business loans and not business credit cards. Much lower interest rate, better repayment programs, and even though the rates are going up right now, it's still better than having a credit card at the 20 to 23% interest, or even some I've seen now that are offering like 14% interest for the first year after 90 days of whatever free. Be wary.
I actually talked to a guy from Mexico, and they told me once you miss one payment, their interest went up to 60%.
60%, and I bet you it went back to the full purchase price of that 60%. Am I right?
Yeah, something like that. Totally crazy. You can I don't know how you pay something back like that. That's yeah. Get those expensive debts, get them off your back. And yeah, but also important, so many people say, okay, pay off debt. I think you need to start investing at the same time. I had a lot of debt because I had that wonderful business partner in a side business, and I didn't take care enough of that, because it was basically his idea and I was just helping, but taking way too much responsibility. And he bankrupted the company, and suddenly I was $500,000 in debt.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah,
that doesn't feel good. So, but what I did, apart from, of course, starting to pay back the debt, well, defaulting on a part because I didn't really feel it was my responsibility, but still there was enough left I had to pay. But at the same time, I started investing, because the investment returns can help me pay back the debt.
Okay.
If I make 0.something% in a bank account, then it doesn't.
Right.
But if I can get returns 20, 30, 40, 50, 100% a year, or like I said, in oil, 70% in 6 months, then you can take some money and use that to pay back the debt.
I like that. I've I'm not I'm not a fan of the philosophy of rich dad poor dad going into debt as being a good thing, but it's kind of a necessity to get where you need to go, as what I look at for doing that.
Well,
Because
getting into debt, as well, Kiyosaki says it's risky. He says that debt is risky,
Right.
and that you should know what you're doing if you do it. But yeah, of course, if you know what you're doing, leverage does help.
Mhm.
But going into debt, not knowing what you're doing, then speculating, like buying Bitcoin for it or something, that's not a good idea.
No, that's a bad gamble. I'd rather take that money, go to the casino. At least I see my money go away.
At least you had some fun, right?
Exactly. No, but I completely agree with that. Because when you do start out a business, as you know and I know, but people that are wanting to get into it, it does take money. It does take time to recover that money, and you need to definitely have your plan and um foresee certain aspects that could possibly go wrong, that you don't make your money back in the time frame that you planned for. So you have to have contingencies in place for that. Uh, uh, Depending on how risky you're taking it and how much leverage that you're borrowing against, just remember that it has to be paid back, and it may not happen in the same time frame as you're planning for.
Yeah, and if you find ways of going into business, in many businesses you can go into to with very little investments in the beginning, or you can get some financing from your clients by selling before you actually produce.
Okay.
If you find your first clients and they pay, I don't know, 50% before you actually produce whatever you're selling them, that does absolutely work. And that's not tax interest free.
You're right, because it's an investment into the company, because you're not taking anything out of it. It's not a capital gain, but it's to further the business. So I completely agree with that. Florian, we're at the end of the show.
Wow, that was fast.
I completely agree, and we were on such a tirade of, one right after another. It was a great conversation. But in case any of our listeners out there, any of your listeners out there, want to get a hold of you or want to learn more about you, your books, your academy, how can we find you?
Well, the best way is probably to go to moneyheroacademy.com. And there are all the links to the programs, to the information, to my free Facebook group. Join the free Facebook group. It's called Money Hero as well, not so hard to find.
Nice.
And
Okay.
I'm sharing lots of free tools, tips, techniques on how to be better with your money. And I'm launching something this month.
Ooh, okay.
I'm launching the world's most affordable financial education platform. It's going to be $7 a month.
Oh my.
And I'll be teaching most of the things on money mindset and money management I've been teaching in programs that I've been charging hundreds of dollars for over the last years. So yeah, I'm going to give all that stuff, that help that I learned from my experience as a financial advisor, from learning from some of the greatest trainers in the world. I've been training with Kiyosaki and some others.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
And I'm putting all that in there and giving it not away for free, but $7 a month. So as many people as possible can become better and improve their financial lives. It's going to launch this month. I'm very far with it. And if you go to moneyheroacademy.com or join my free Facebook group, you'll find out when it actually happens.
Okay. Wow. Well, everybody, that's a bomb right there. We know there's a platform coming. We know how to get a hold of Florian. This show will be on all streaming platforms, and also rebroadcasted a bunch of times. I would definitely want to thank you, Florian, for being on the show with all of your great information. It's a tribute to what you're doing and your teaching, definitely, and wish you nothing but success with it. But next week, we're actually going to take a different way of looking at making money. I have who's on? Let me see here. I believe it's Riley. Riley is going to be on the show next week, and it's Riley Jarvis, and we're going to talk about how he's actually using sleep to make money. He's actually a sleep therapist and whatnot, and how actually sleep makes us do weird things with money, and how we can actually get better sleep and make better decisions while we're awake. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is the first show of 2023. Let's make 2023 a better year than last year, and have a great night. Have a great week, and we'll talk next week.
You are clear.
Oh, thank you much.
All right, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So, Florian, what did you think of the show?
Yeah, it was fun.
Fun. Okay.
It was good. What do you think?
I thought it was great. The conversation flowed. We had a lot of great collaboration on a bunch of different topics. We've spanned a variety of topics that have been very troublesome for a lot of people.
Covered another hour.
We could definitely cover another hour. That is definitely we're just scratching the surface. We hit a lot of the basics that are overlooked, and we think of them as basics, but it's really not basic because it's not taught. So it's actually even before basics. It's more or less building blocks. As long as they can we build on these blocks that we put out and continue to build on them, anything's possible.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for inviting me. I'll
Absolutely.
definitely share the link for the recording so people can watch. If you send me your books, I'll go through them, leave a review somewhere.
Yes, I'll get you the copies of the books, and I'm going to stop this here.